Welcome to Second Listen Saturday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share some fun moments from a past episode for your weekend listening pleasure. Look for new episodes every Monday through Friday. It's supposed to be a good thing when kids get more independent, right? Catherine, are we supposed to be happy about this, or is it supposed to throw us into an existential crisis?
Yeah, this is what I'm struggling with right now. At this point in the summer, both kids have activities, like it's just sort of reaching a peak right now where one has something for 2 hours in the morning. One has something for 2.5 hours in the afternoon. Sometimes one of them has something in between those two things. Sometimes one has something after it. And it's like, my kids never actually went to preschool for this exact reason. Like, 2 hours is a dumb amount of time for anything. Like,
I'm sorry, we know preschool would be enriching for you, honey, but 2 hours is a dumb amount of time.
Right.
This just doesn't work for me.
This is why they went to full-day childcare instead of preschool. And my son, to this day, is like, why didn't you send me to preschool? This is why I'm not smart. I'm like, first of all.
This is where special needs parents can gloat because a bus comes and takes your tiny, tiny child to preschool.
And it's, I mean, trust me, it was a child care center that had a preschool curriculum. Like, he did go to preschool. He went to preschool all day. Anyway, but, you know, like, so I'm sitting here like, okay, I got to take the kid here and take the kid there and take the kid here. And meanwhile, my daughter is starting to learn how to drive. She's in driver's ed classes now, just the classroom part. And so I know that, like, the end is near where she'll be able to drive herself. And that'll be great, except for the part where it's scary that she'll be driving herself.
No, it's not. Yes. It'll be scary for a day.
Only a day, huh?
I don't know. I still find it scary. The other day, I used my trick that you taught me, Nicole, to follow my daughter on her, you know, the message app on the phone. And it said location not available.
Uh-oh.
For some reason, it couldn't pick her up. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's been an accident. Oh my gosh, did you just hear that thunder?
Was that thunder?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Whoa. I thought it was a chair moving for a second. Let it die down and I'll continue.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, there's been an accident. There's been a fire. The phone has been destroyed. It turned out, for some reason, I guess there was no Wi-Fi where she was or something. It just wasn't picking up, but I immediately panicked.
Right.
And I worry all the time. But then, that's me. Do not, you'll probably be fine, Catherine.
I mean, I got over the fear of letting other teenagers drive her because obviously it's way more convenient for me if she can get a ride. So I'm assuming it'll sort of be like that. You know?
Yeah.
You'll get used to it.
But, you know, and it's other things too. Like, you know, my son is terrible about getting his own breakfast in the morning. Like, he just, you know, he would prefer that someone serve it to him while he does other things. Of course he would.
Of course.
And, you know, I don't like having to give it to him, but at the same time, if I give it to him, then I know I'm giving him what I want him to eat instead of what he would pick for himself. And I'm making sure he actually does eat something because I don't want him to go to school without eating. You know, he's going to be crabby and horrible, and that's not good either. But I know he needs to, you know, man up and make his own breakfast. But it's like this with independence. There's like a pro and a con for everything that they are learning how to do, I feel like. Do you guys feel the same way, or is it all about me, you know, relinquishing control, as seems to be a theme of this podcast? Nicole, you're saying that I'll get over the driving thing quickly.
Yeah. It'll take, it may take me more than a day, but you know, it won't take long. Yes, I still worry about her being on the road, but as time goes by, I'm feeling a little bit more confident, and man, the pros just outweigh the cons in this situation. It's so nice having her be able to drive, but
Yeah.
And how about having your son gone now, like not living at home anymore? Because I remember when that first happened, it was really hard for you, and you said, Amanda, why didn't you tell me this was going to be so hard? I mean, that's a big step, obviously.
Yeah, it is. And it just doesn't end, because if it's not one thing, it's something else. So, okay, so he left, he went away to school. It took me a good couple months to realize that, he had moved out. He wasn't living at home right now. And then the next step was he had moved into an apartment and was living off campus and living there year round. So, okay, gotta accept that. That's happening. But it just seems to be, one thing after another. So now, most recently, in most recent events, his girlfriend's car got stolen last night.
Oh,
no. Yeah. So, we're helping them work through that. So even though there is this independence, they still rely on us. They're still we're still kind of a crutch, which is a good thing. I mean, I'm certainly not begrudging that at all. And in fact, I'm happy that they're coming to us for help. But independence is really not the right word for what they do as they grow up.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that at all.
Yeah. I don't really see my kids. They don't want to be independent, and they don't seem to be making any moves toward it. I try to push them to be as independent as possible, but at the same time, I want them to do things my way.
Right.
So I certainly get the feeling. But see, this is what we want. Ideally, completely independently, on their own, they make the exact decisions we would want them to make.
Right.
How do we work that out? I try by tutoring and nagging and ingraining in them, and yet it didn't work for my mom when she tried it with me. Not working for me. So it's like if I force them to be independent, things don't turn out the way I want. And if I don't let them be independent, I know that that's wrong. So it is a little bit of a crisis.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Can you guys hear the hail that is hitting my window right now?
Yes. Crazy. Yes.
I wonder if there's some way I can block the mic from picking it up.
Well,
I might have to just
part of our podcast.
Yeah, I guess it's just part of the podcast. Maybe I can filter it out. I'll pull over as far as I can from the window. It's ridiculous. It really sounds like there's hail hitting here.
I don't know.
All right. The topic moves to your children being independent in a world in which hail is hitting your window. Children and weather on the next Parenting Roundabout podcast.
It's the whole theme of unpredictability in parenting.
There you go. There you go.
You just never know what's around the corner.
Yeah.
So tonight we're going to be sitting down and having the whole, okay, now, what, are you going to buy a new car? Are you going to see if your car will be, if it'll get recovered? Who knows?
They've had rough luck with cars, right? Because he totaled his car not that long ago.
I know. Can you believe it?
This is what happens when you let them be independent.
Seriously. Plus,
car trouble.
This is the second time she's had her car stolen.
Oh, my.
And
Does she, leave it with the windows open and the keys in?
No, it's crazy. She locks it up. She doesn't have anything out on the seat, and yet it's had its windows smashed. It's been,
my goodness.
Been stolen twice. I don't know.
Does she have nice cars? Does she have nice new cars?
It's an old, I think it's a 1998 Honda Civic or something along
She
those
says
lines.
bad car karma.
Yeah, major bad karma. So
she was a car thief in another life.
Yeah, so these kids, I'm telling you, independent, I don't think I would call it that.
Yeah. I think about it a lot, though, because it's I want that for my kids. I like to think that one day they will have families of their own or they will move out, but I know when that happens, I will not be comfortable with it, but I kind of hate to think of it never happening, which seems kind of like a possibility. So, which means I don't have my independence.
Right.
It puts a limit. But,
But it's different stages. Different stages of independence. I mean, your daughter drives and she has a job.
That's true. She drives except when it's thunder and hail. She's like, Dad, will you drive me to work? So, and I feel better knowing he's driving her to work. So I am an enabler, clearly. It's like independence, but only when I'm comfortable. My son has this job working at the big football stadium by us. And, basically we send him in there and like 6, 8, 10 hours later we come pick him up. So that's to some degree, I mean, he's working and so he has a boss. He's not completely independent, but it's like the most unsupervised by me or
anyone.
A minion of mine.
Right.
Somebody who reports to me that he has. And I still, every time we drop him off, I'm like, I can't believe we're doing this. He's not ready for this. Why am I letting him do this?
And yet he's been
Something
doing
bad is
it
going to happen.
Successfully.
This is his third summer.
Yeah.
And he always comes out at the end intact, as far as I can tell.
Right.
So, it's good, and I know it's necessary, but, it's just, you're kind of darned if you do and darned if you don't, because if they're not independent, I'm worrying that they're not independent. And then when they're independent, it's like, oh my gosh, what are they doing? I need to know what they're doing every second.
Right. Exactly.
And like food, as you're talking about, my daughter now, she's always been really good with those life skill type things. Mm-hmm. She's made her breakfast for a long time. She makes her lunch. And my husband and the kids go out shopping every week, and she buys herself frozen stuff for her lunches. And the stuff she gets, I want to say, that's too fattening. That's not nutritious. Mm-hmm. That's bad for you. It's got so much salt. But, she needs to be independent to buy her own lunch. I'm glad she's making her own lunch. I bite my tongue so hard.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Did we lose Nicole?
Nicole? Uh-oh.
I just see the pumpkin baby up on my screen.
Oh. Boy, oh boy.
I should just leave all this stuff in. This is what we go through to bring these podcasts to you people.
Her name is on my screen, but her picture is not.
Technical difficulties.
All right,
and she's not responding to us.
All right, I'll try adding her back to the call. Oh, there she is. Nicole.
Okay. Hey, you're back.
Hi there. Yeah.
You went away.
We lost you.
My phone or my computer died.
Oh, of course.
But I'm still recording, so keep going.
Okay, good. We're pushing through.
Yeah.
So, in answer to your question, is it all about giving up control? Yes. That is what it is about.
Okay.
For us. For me.
As long as I know that, I guess I'll have to find a way to live with it.
Your kids are still so young, too. You have so much fun ahead of you.
I know.
College is coming up.
Just wait. Ooh.
I'm looking.
And, the boarding school that your daughter wanted to go to,
yeah,
right?
that's not happening. Although 2 of her friends are probably going to go.
Are they really?
Yep.
That's
Really?
expensive independence, man.
Yeah, well, they're getting financial aid that our kid is not either eligible for or being offered. So, yeah.
Oh.
She's not going.
Wow.